My name's Geiger, and I live in Miami, Florida, where I serve as executive pastor at Christ Fellowship there. Married to my wife, Kay, for 11 years, and have a new daughter named Eden, who's 3 months old. Well, we basically were studying what some common threads on churches that were really vibrant and growing across the country. And it was over 400 churches in the U.S. that we studied. We basically looked to see, we had observed from a distance that churches that seemed to be making the biggest impact in their community had a very streamlined and simple process, and that they said no to everything that fell outside the process, that they basically were radical for the process that they believed God had given them to make disciples in their church. And so we had observed that from a distance, but we decided to really test it with some quantitative research and data analysis. And basically it was a nerdy research project, but the results came back that the churches that had a simple process, there was a highly significant relationship between them and the churches that were vibrant and growing. We did Simple Church, which was released in June of 2006, and it has been we hope, a real impactful book for church leadership teams and pastors and staff teams to challenge them to really, the title Simple Church, and obviously that's an appealing title with as complicated as things are in the world and also in our church cultures. But really the challenge is for pastors to think through what their process is for discipleship, to have a clear process, to move people through it, to align their teams and their leaders around that process that God gives them, and then to have the courage to say no to things that fall outside of the process. We did not want it to be a model. And in fact, the first sentence in the book is, relax, this is not another church model. We feel that every model, no matter what kind of style the church is, whether it's a traditional church, a contemporary church, a purpose-driven church, a house church, whatever kind of church they are, that they should have a process for making disciples. So the key word in Simple Church isn't the word simple, it's the word process. There's a ton that we don't talk about in the book that you would need to talk about if you wanted to propagate a model. We don't mention worship style, we don't mention what version of the Bible you should teach from, what your polity should be and how you should be structured. Basically, the bottom line is have a simple process, and we talk about what we found in the research and then some implementation steps on how to implement a simple process in a church. Well, I think God's really used it in our church to help us stay focused on what we believe He's called us to do. We've said no to a lot of things that really, while they were good things, didn't contribute to where we believe God was calling us to go. And so we've seen God do some phenomenal things in the last several years. A lot of people have come to know Christ. We've grown a ton, seen great things take place. I think ultimately it's God that's done it, but I think He's used the fact that we've really focused and streamlined and been consistent about what we believe our vision is over the last several years.